TV driving me to drink. Now, we have my friend Todd Sullivan from Value Place. And Todd, you brought another Red Sox fan into the world.
Yeah, we had baby number 4 last week, Shane Sullivan. So,
yeah, wonderful, man. I tried to bring him over to the Yankees.
Yeah, we got the gift you sent him, and we appreciate it.
I tried to get around you. I sent it to him, courtesy of Mrs. Todd.
I'm working on a video with those for you.
Oh boy, we're gonna have to make sure that we get age certified here, so because I know that won't be available for the regular public. Congratulations, my friend. I'm very happy for you. That's just wonderful. Let me interrogate you here. We haven't talked in a little bit here. We've been tied up with StockTwits TV. I am the world champion cat herder. I see that you're taking a close look at Saks today?
Yeah, Saks is a really interesting, I'm always kind of looking around for stuff, and I kind of tripped over Saks, and, when I first looked at it, I said, I don't know. But then when I dug a little bit deeper, it's an interesting play, because the very thing that has Saks in straits right now, I guess you could say, is the very thing that I think could pull it out.
Wow.
21% of Saks sales is at this flagship store in New York City. Now we know New York City's suffering. There's been layoffs, and people are scared about losing their jobs, so they tighten their purse strings, right?
Right.
Well, eventually we're going to come out of this, and when eventually people start feeling safe from their jobs, and I think the worst is over, they're going to go back spending. And while cheap is cool right now, that's only going to last so long before people who used to buy Gucci handbags want a Gucci handbag.
Right. Exactly.
So when people start feeling a little more secure, they're going to go back to shopping. They're going to go back to spending money, and Saks is should jump right out of it. And it's priced selling right about half a book value right now.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that cheap.
Yeah, it's got twice as many assets as liabilities. It's got no real debt issues at all. They have $45 million in debt coming due December of 2010, so that's not an issue.
We've got some time.
Yeah, so they're set to ride out the storm, and when they do, things could turn pretty quick from them. And being such a cheap stock, you have a couple things. You have maybe someone comes in and makes a bid for it. Maybe they get an activist investor who comes in and buys a bunch, and with only 144 million shares outstanding, it won't take much to goose the stock to jump pretty quick.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that could happen to Saks, aside from just a general economic recovery and recovery of the stock, that I think could do people well. I haven't bought any yet, but it's quickly going to the top of the list.
It sure sounds tempting, my friend. I may beat you in.
It really does. It was selling for about $1.50 a share, when the world was coming to an end back in March. It's up to around $3.50, $3.70 now, and that's actually down from the low 4s. So. I'm going to watch it for a little while and see what's going on. They just had a convertible offering that placed, 7% interest, and the conversion price was 25% above the price of the stock the day of the conversion. So that tells you people buying this convertible security can't command a large interest rate and are willing to
pay a premium.
Yeah, so
that's pretty impressive.
All these are adding up to stability and to something coming through the other side. So, you know what, to me, it looks like a real good play. I want to do a little more digging and stuff like that and see what's going on. But, I haven't found anything to make me back up and say, well, I don't think so. Every time I dig, I find something else that I say, whoa, that looks good, or that's something.
Hey, that's usually all we need, my friend. That's usually all we need. I'm still sick about missing True Religion when you saw value in them.
I know, that's why I'm not going to wait long this time,
Yeah. Boy, that's up double now. Now, let me ask you the question of the hour, my friend. What's happening with GGP? We've seen a pullback.
Yeah, it's pulled back. It ran 300% in a couple months, and it's pulled back. I think what you're seeing now is they just had the big court date, was the 17th, I think it was. And the judges set the rule. They're saying maybe by the end of the month, but we all know what that means. Any time between the end of the month and
the end of the millennium, right?
Yeah. Although this Gropper, he's on the ball. I mean, he spent his life, his previous professional career, I should say, in bankruptcy law. So he knows this backward and forward. So
he's the right man for the job.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe a quick decision on it's in the cards. So I think the people who bought the run up, taking some profits with, there's always some indecisiveness what's going to happen when the judge rules.
Right.
So maybe they're saying, no, I'm going to get out. Maybe the thing drops if he rules in their favor. I'll jump back in. I don't know. I'm only guessing.
Right. Well, I saw somebody posted on Stock Twits this morning that he said it looked like Vanguard bought more recently.
Yeah, Vanguard bought more, but that was for their REIT.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't know if that's an actively managed or if they're kind of required under the rules of the REIT.
And it's just a passive because it's a REIT and they're the biggest REIT.
Right. I haven't looked into it to see if they can kind of make plays on different market caps for the REIT. So.
And you're holding tight here.
Yeah, I'm holding tight. Because this is one of those things that if the judge comes out tomorrow and rules in GGP's favor, we're back up around 4 overnight, and people who have sold out or who are waiting for it
are all going to pile back in.
Yeah, and they may miss the big part of the run. If we're not there that morning when the news comes out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not. I'm holding this for the resolution of the bankruptcy.
Right.
That's be sometime next year. So there's going to be dips here. And I'll be honest. If it keeps falling, it gets tempting not to pick up a little bit more.
I'll tell you what. I was going to ask you that, Todd. I saw they were down to like 170 or 170, I think, before we started the show, and I thought, man, if we think this is going to 235, I don't know what else I own that I think is going to make 40% soon.
Exactly. For me, I think it's 150 gives me about 40% in a worst case scenario in bankruptcy. If there's a 95% dilution of the equity, I think we get a 180, 190 share price. So for me, buying it to sit on it, if it gets below 150, I'm still at 30%, 40% gain when all is said and done.
Right.
From now. So if it got below that, I'd have to take a real close look at it again, weighing that with the Saks thing, because I think Saks could double in the same time frame.
Okay.
We got a lot going on. These are right now. I think there's a lot of great opportunities to make money in this market right now. There's a lot.
Beautiful, man. Well, we got to get you back on more regularly so that we can find a couple more of them, my friend.
Yeah, a lot of stuff out there. I think natural gas. I still am bullish on natural gas. I've been trading in and out of the options.
Right.
Which isn't like me, but the options are doing it for me.
Right.
I buy it and it goes up 30-40%, so then I sell it, and I'm sitting tight on the ETF. UNG.
Well, I saw this morning there's a new one that's coming out that's not going to be with the front month, so you're not going to have the contango issue. They just filed for that this morning.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same thing as the USL is for oil. They're gonna buy contracts across the whole year, so you won't have that contango thing. No ETF is perfect. So while the they don't have a new symbol yet for the new gas one. So while the UNG suffers during contango, if contango rectifies itself and you're in the new one,
you're going to benefit.
Right. So it's interesting. It's always good. The more you can have, and
the more options, the better, right?
Absolutely. You're 100% right.
Yep. Beautiful. Hey, my friend, again, congratulations and thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. I know you must just be up to your arms with things to do these days, my friend.
Yeah. It's been choppy sleep, put it that way.
Beautiful. You are always a diplomat. I'll keep an eye and see if when you pull the trigger on Saks, I'm going to follow you in. I don't want you having I told you so rights over me. Gang, Todd's the best researcher that I've ever met. I've got more than 10 years on Wall Street, and you should read his blog daily like I do at valueplays.blogspot.com. And come on back to WSMCO.com and